letting the show is good. Y'all better just let me know. Let me know if the sound in the video clear. Noise.
Like,
How's the sound? We moving good on there? Ain't no static in there? We good? We here? Y'all brother ready?
uh,
Ba'ala,
Ba'ala,
Hayam,
Hayam,
Batak,
Batak,
Daya,
Daya,
La'a,
La'a,
Ayara,
Ayara,
Ma,
Ma,
Ya,
Ya,
Isha,
Isha,
Adama,
Adama,
Laya,
Laya,
Babukusha, Babukusha, Babukusha,
Bakusha, Bakusha, Bakusha,
the water,
the water,
Aman.
Aman,
Alright, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom,
Alright, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
With the Hebrew Israelites, GMS Louisiana Saints. Alright, coming back at you with another live lesson. But before we go any further, we're going to give infinite honors and praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash,
double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well and are worthy of their double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last sections of time. Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we're back at you with another live lesson. We're going into think not what to say in that day. It's coming. All right, because that day of adversity, which we were predestinated for if we be of the elect, that day is upon us. All right, that day where we will be taken up. All right, to these different political offices, these higher ups, these judges, these municipalities, these court systems for the testimony of Yahweh Shai. So that's a part of prophecy, and we're going to get into this message, and Lord willing to be edifying. You got it, brother.
You want to start off? My God. All right, this is Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. It says, These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, all right, commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
That's right. So the 12 disciples, Yahweh Shai sent them forth and commanded them, saying, What? Go not into the way of the Gentiles and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. Now that's Yahweh Shai speaking. And why did Yahweh Shai say that? Because ultimately, Yahweh Shai said, What? I am the volume of the book. I am the old and the new. All right? The scriptures tell you in 2 Kings, the 17th chapter, that heathens were placed in the land of Samaria. So Yahweh Shai was saying that because he knew the history, man. All right, he knew what was associated with that land of Samaria at that time, which was heathen. So he said, "Go not in the ways of Samaria." Man, it tells you that in 2 Kings 17:24. Go ahead up.
God. Verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
To the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. All right, the house of Israel directly. So the Lord specified that, man. He could have said any other house. All right, but he said the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. Those that are scattered abroad, man. And even on to this day, we go into the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. Across the four corners, man. Those that need to be called home, called back onto this ministry. All right, called back unto this marvelous light, like the scriptures say, man. All right, ye that have been called out of darkness into this marvelous light. Go ahead, up.
Verse 7. And as ye go, preach, all right, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand.
That's right, man. And that is the same message that we preach unto this day, man. That the kingdom of heaven is at hand, man. That's the moral of the story. It is high time to wake out of sleep. Like the scriptures tell you, look up for your redemption draw at nigh, man. That day draw at nigh, and we're waiting and waiting, all right, to meet Yahweh Shai when he opened up onto us, man, and cracks those clouds, man, to deliver us. You want to say something about it?
But we just making sure that you can meet in the word.
You got anything?
No, you good?
You got anything more? You want to speak on it?
Yeah.
All right, you got it.
All right. Now I'm going to jump down to verse 16. All right. Matthew 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves.
Ooh.
But be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves.
That's right. Can you, Bubba Gushah Mars, could you get in Ephesians where it says, being circumspect, knowing what the will of the Lord is? you're circumspect, that comes with a manner of speech, that comes with a manner of tone, a manner of lifestyle, man. All right? And that manner of speech is going to be operated by the will of the Lord, man. The Lord is going to give us the words to say. The Lord is going to guide our tongue, man. All right? As He does to this day, because we're speaking a specific message, all right? For the lost sheep of the house of Israel, the name of the Lord, come back to the law, statutes, commandments, your nationality according to the Bible. We speak that certain message today, and that's directed and targeted at a certain audience. So our speech in that day when, all right, we're all hell breaks loose and we're persecuted upon, all right, that speech is going to be guided by the Lord as well, man. You got it up? Go ahead.
Colin, this is Ephesians 5 and 15. It says, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Verse 16,
Not as fools, but as wise. Circumspectly means what?
Get a definition for you all.
You got it.
All right. All right. It says circumspectly. Shalakia. All right.
Strong's G 199. Archivos. Archivos.
And it says uh, accurately, exactly, diligently. All right. Um, circumspectly, pretty much to just be, vigilant of what you're doing. Be watch what you're doing. Like they
That's
say,
saying.
watch where you're going. You know what I'm saying? Watch where watch where you're walking at. And that's, the truth to this truth. You just gotta watch your steps. You gotta watch your surroundings. See if anybody's just, like a suspect, man. Weird vibrations, weird spirits, different things like that. So that's what it means by being circumspect. You'll be able to pick up that vibration through the spirit. All right, that's it on that part.
What verse is that?
5 and 15.
All right. Let me read it in the NLT for you. This is Ephesians 5 and 15, the NLT. So be careful how you live. Don't live like fools, but live like those who are wise. Make the most of every opportunity in these evil days. It says, don't act thoughtlessly, but understand what the Lord wants you to do.
That's right. So throughout our everyday walk within this truth, man, we get in the store, we get out, get what we gotta get, and then we get out and we're ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Also circumspectly within our lives, to not be around certain people because they can be an influence to you, your vibration that you carry, being around, brothers that have, that still have the same holy conversation as you, not being, around people. I mean, not to say that you can't have, talk to them, but being around them too much, you can, pretty much pick up their bad habits, So, that's a part of being circumspect as well, through the spirit. All right,
That was it.
gone. That's it.
You got it.
All right, God. Matthew 10, verse 16 again. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. And Bob Sean, if I can get a precept to link with this particular verse, if that's all right.
Oh, yeah.
God.
And if I can say, like I said, the lost sheep of the house of Israel said, I sent you forth as sheep amongst wolves. All right? The scriptures tell you that your enemy, the devil, seeketh about like a lion, seeking whom he may devour. That wolf, this society, this image will devour you. This image will capitalize on the words you say, how you say it, try to twist and turn them, man, just because you serve the Lord. All right? Now we're coming into the times where the scriptures are all we're going to be relying on, man. Like it's going to say, think not what to say in that day, man, because why? We walk by faith, not by sight, man. We don't walk by the wisdom of this world. We walk by the wisdom of the Heavenly Father, which is going to guide our tongues in that day, man. All right? To render us blameless, whether we got to go and get persecuted for it or whether we get out. All right? From amongst that certain stumbling block the Lord puts in front of us, man. But either way, we're going to be validated in the sight of the Lord, man. In our mouth will be found no guile. You got it, man.
This is Zephaniah chapter 3. I'm gonna start from verse 1, but the point is in verse 3, but I'm gonna start from the top. All right, Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 1. Woe to her that is filthy and polluted, to the oppressing city. Okay, and at the time when Zephaniah wrote this, he was referring to Jerusalem, but now we can apply these things to America. Babylon the Great, that great city, okay, which is built upon oppression of the Lord's chosen people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the 12 tribes of Israel. This place is filthy and polluted because of all its wickedness, all of its sorcery, its witchcraft. Okay, it says, verse 2, she obeyed not the voice, she received not correction, she trusted not in the Lord, she drew not near her power. Okay, and that's what America is all about. Not obeying the voice of the Lord, okay, not receiving correction for all of his wickedness, but instead it's just all about rebellion against the Lord, and also pushing that rebellion throughout the four corners of the earth. That's why the scripture speaks about the whole earth being drunken with the wine of Babylon. All of Babylon's wickedness and sorcery has been promoted throughout the whole entire earth. Okay, this place is all about rebellion. It says, verse 3 is the point. Her princes within her are roaring lions, in which we can liken that to the police. These police officers are like roaring lions, seeking whom they may devour. Shooting and killing Jake in the streets. Shooting and killing so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans in the streets. Unarmed and things like that. It says, her princes within her are roaring lions.
That's right. Hey, if I could just say, because you had that in ancient Rome, man, that was going on. Look up the word centurion, man. All right? These ancient Rome uh, police officers, all right, they were persecuting Jake in the Roman Empire, man. The same way. So it's gonna come back full circle here in America, man. That's why you see them at the full height of police brutality, targeting you Jakes, taking you Jakes up. All right, and which brings me to the point the brother made, just to go into this lesson, man. All right, you Jakes will be taken up for folly, for madness, for abominations, for adultery, whatever it may be, or domestic issues as they call it, but whatever it may be, and you go up wrongfully, and Esau is coming at you straight shooting, man. All right, seeing what you know, uncovering your nakedness, man. And what do? You give yourself over to him every time, man. But the men of the Lord, if we're brought up to these different courts, these different district courts, whatever it may be, supreme courts, whatever it may be, we're going to have the Lord on our side, man. The Lord is going to be guiding us and telling us what to say in that day, man. And it's going to get us through it, man. You got it, huh?
All right, this is Roman centurion. All right, and it says a centurion commanded a unit of around 100 legionaries, but was also responsible for assigning duties, dishing out punishments, and performing various administrative duties. Basically, they were, like the police officers of that time. They went out and performed duties, man. Like how they say in the world, they say, it's my duty to protect the citizens, blah blah blah. That's what they did. You know,
Yeah.
but in reality, it was a bunch of corruption, like the brother was going into. You know, so,
Mm-hmm. You got some more?
that's pretty much it. That's
Could
the
you read it
basic.
one more time?
All right. It says a centurion commanded a unit of around 100 legionaries, but was also responsible for assigning duties, dishing out
For
punishment.
doing what?
It says assigning duties, dishing out punishments, and performing various administrative duties.
Performing various administrative duties. Now, this was done in ancient Rome. Now, ancient Rome pertained to Revelation, the 13th chapter, all right, when that deadly wound was healed, okay, and it tells you that they worship that beast, all right, through America's policies and philosophies, you had the same thing mirroring from ancient Rome, man, just like it does today. All right, today you have modern day police officers. You got that? Money?
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
All right. This is the word police from etymologyonline.com. It says uh, police 1530s. It says the regulation and control. The regulation and control of a community.
Ooh. One more time.
God, it says 1530s, the regulation and control of a community.
The regulation and control of a community. Now, those regulations and that control is authorized by who? Now, that has to be a question in your mind. Now. All right, well, if this community is under control and regulation, who is it by? What do they stand for? What do they push? All right, who runs it? Right now, that brings us to Esau Edom. Man. Okay, this society and ancient Rome were ran by the Edomites, man. All right, the ancient Roman Empire, man, the Roman Republic. All right, and the ancient Roman Empire, man. Okay, so ultimately, this society is a reincarnation of the Roman Empire. Same philosophy, same principles, same force, same administration. But this is First Maccabees. You got it out. This First Maccabees chapter 8. I'm gonna start at 15. It says, moreover, and this is talking about the ancient Roman empires. First Maccabees 8 and 15, the Roman Republic. It says, moreover, how they had made for themselves a a senate house wherein 320 men sat in council daily, consulting always for the people, to the end they might be well ordered.
So back during ancient Rome, in this case, all right, this is taking place during the time, as the brother just said, during the Roman Republic. All right, before it officially became an empire. All right, it goes into how ancient Rome had a senate. Where you had a body of men, a group of men that all came together. All right, and when you go into the history, what governed the Senate of ancient Rome? It was governed by its constitution, which is a collection of writing, that pertain laws and rights and amendment and all these things. Just like here in America, you have a constitution here in America that tells you what, your rights, your amendments, okay, various different laws and whatnot. Okay, the Constitution of ancient Rome is what governed their Senate. Okay, and that same thing, that same system is here today in America. Going to the brother's point that America is a modern day, reincarnation of the ancient Western Roman Empire.
Right. And Esau had the power then, he has the power now. He was making the laws, all right, giving the whole earth that spirit of liberty, all right, that democratic feeling, that feeling of you could be whatever you want to be. But the only thing was he didn't fulfill that NWO back in ancient Rome. That was the goal of ancient Rome, was to fulfill that NWO. All right, but ultimately it had to come back through America to be at the height of its power, man. So where that dragon has to be slain, man, the head has to be cut off. But this is just backing you up, man. It's Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed.
And that's all the laws of this country is all about. Unrighteous decrees. Okay, grievous, grievous writings, grievous laws, and things like that. Okay, laws to, justifying oppressing Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans.
That's right.
Laws that set up to, demonize us for speaking out against the 1948ers. That if you speak out against them, you're going to be labeled as, a C theorist and anti-S and all these different things. Spreading misinformation. Okay, that's what the laws of this country is all about. Justifying wickedness and unrighteousness and condemning righteousness. All right, and pushing forth grievousness.
Yeah, man. And this is some of the grievousness that Esau Edom pushes, man. All right, because like the brother brought out in that police was basically to control and regulate a community. All right, Now you have the police that control and regulate the community, and you also have laws, like we just read in Isaiah 10 and 1, those decrees, all right, that also the police enforce those decrees, all right, upon the public, the community, in order to regulate those communities, all right. And this is particularly dealing with different traffic stops, all right, and just altercations with police, man. And many of the men of the Lord have been in different situations where they dialogue with police and certain things like that. But ultimately, we move with the Spirit of the Lord and we move with the scriptures. And the Lord gives us what to say, man. All right? Against our adversaries. But a part of knowing what to say is knowing who your adversary is, knowing how they come. Go ahead,
All right, this is the Miranda rights.
You can look it up.
This is the Miranda rights, and it goes into saying, it says the Miranda rules, which the Supreme Court recognized as a constitutional right, and it's
Constitutional right, which means that it's implemented into the law. All right. Every able-bodied citizen has this ability or is afforded this right. Whether you be homeless, whether you be so-called handicapped, whatever state you may be, you're afforded this right. Old and young. Go ahead.
it's,
So-called.
it
Go
says
ahead.
it says in its 1966 decision.
1966.
All
This is
right,
Miranda rights. The history of Miranda rights in the United States. Now, this is used against you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, and Negroes on a daily, man. All right? Every second of the day, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law. You have a right to appoint an attorney. You have a right to hire this and that, okay? That's used against you, James. Go ahead.
it says requires that suspect be informed.
Requires a what?
It says requires that the suspect be informed.
Now, in order to be labeled a suspect on Monday, get probable cause. Just type that in on Google. In order to be labeled a suspect on anything, the police have to have probable cause. All right? Once the police have probable cause, then you become a suspect. Then you're under possible investigation. Then you're read your Miranda rights still pending an arrest. You got any more? Amar, go ahead.
All right, it says requires that the suspect be informed of their Fifth and Sixth Amendment rights.
Fifth and Sixth Amendment rights, which summarizes the Miranda rights. Go ahead.
It says prior to interrogation.
Prior to interrogation. Now, before body cameras came about, now we're in the age of technology where police have body cameras. They got cameras on everything. They got mics. They got scopes. You look past the average cop, they won't even be looking straight. They'll be looking at a computer or something in their vehicle. They'll be turned to the sideways, looking at like this big screen, right? And it's like, what's going on? But they survey everything. But the scriptures tell you that the eyes of the Lord burn 10,000 times brighter than the sun. So the Most High's angels are surveying Esau's ass, man, and the things that he's doing. So who are we ought to fear in that day? Because when we're taken up to these different judges, these different rulers, the angels are going to be watching. We're not just going to be getting taken up by Esau Edom.
Yeah.
That's not the how they say that's not the biggest of our words. We got the angels in Yahweh Shem Shai watching us and guiding the whole thing, man. All right, so we're relying on that. But a part of that is knowing some of the tactics that Esau used. You got the probable cause up.
Yeah.
Now, once they have probable cause on you, then you're labeled a suspect. All right, that's why a lot of people don't know this, but we know this. But when you're being questioned by a police officer, you can simply ask that officer, am I being detained right now? You being detained means that you're a possible suspect. You're not a suspect yet. You're just in the middle. All right. But if you're got probable cause, then you're a suspect. Then an investigation, a short one is conducted. Then they'll say, okay, well, I'm gonna read you your rights. All right. Before we go any further, if they're gonna pursue charges or whatever it may be, you got it up. Go ahead.
All right, this is the definition of probable cause from Google. It says reasonable grounds for making a search, pressing a charge, etc.
Reasonable grounds. One more time, Mark.
It says reasonable grounds for making a search, pressing a charge, etc.
Reasonable grounds for making a search or pressing a charge, etc. Now, this is what police, what we brought out, all right, those that police the community, all right, and regulate the policies, This is what they need in order to charge you with a charge or conduct an investigation. Now, probable cause could be anything from your tail light could be out, you swerved outside of the lane, you didn't put a signal on. Your brothers can name some. You got it.
Yeah. You didn't use a signal. You didn't turn your signal on 100 feet, blah, 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 blah. All that type of things like that will give them probable cause to pull you over in suspicion or something.
Yeah.
Um,
And probable cause can be deeper. It's a rabbit hole because you could have an investigation already being conducted on you. Which, of course, we know how Esau is going to move. They've been building cases, and it is what it is, man. But with that nose, we know that in order to come against us, he has to have certain things. But ultimately, he's going to come down with great wrath, where we're going to bring out how we're going to have the spirit of the Lord to guide us and answer the things that he said, because all those laws and rules, they're going to be out the window with this devil, man. All right, he's not going to be adhering to his own policies and the things that he so-called brings out in order to charge us, man. You got it. You got anything?
God, it says underneath it, it says warrants. All right, warrants allow police to detain people, but not handcuff and search them without probable cause.
You see?
yeah, but they'll search your car anyway, though.
Yeah.
Just because you got one.
Yeah.
Esau's gonna come at us with unprobable causes,
Yeah.
unreasonable grounds
That's
Yeah.
right.
to search us and charge us, in handcuff us and all these things, because the scripture speaks about all of that. They're gonna get some of us, grab some of us up. We're gonna be standing before judges and kings and councils and all these things. And Lord willing, we're gonna get into all of that during the lesson. Uh, but yeah, that was basically the definition of probable cause. Reasonable grounds to search somebody or charge him or grab him up and arrest him. They have some more in that Zephaniah 3.
You got it.
Yeah. All right, it's back in Zephaniah 3, verse 3. It says, "Her princes within her are roaring lions," which we liken to the police. It says, "Her judges are evening wolves. They gnaw not the bones till the morrow." All right. So America's judges, these judges in these different courts, the Supreme Court judges, they're likened to evening wolves, as it just says. In a wolf, the nature of a wolf is to be a predator. Something that hunts after.
Deceitful.
Yeah.
Coming under the skies. Remember, it's just as simple as the big bad wolf and the three little pigs.
Yep.
He coming up every opportunity he can. Well, oh, you look like oh, that's not grandma. That's the wolf. What are you doing? Oh, this is not Papa. This the same damn wolf. Auntie come with the baked cookies. What the hell? This the wolf again? What are you doing, man? We know how you're coming, Esau. The scriptures tell you we're not ignorant of Satan's devices.
I'm not one up.
You got it, huh?
All right, this is First Peter 5:8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." All right, so we know that this devil's trying to use every little tactic to be able to catch us in his snare, man. All right, that's why we gotta pretty much remain blameless, so that way when shit hits the fan and he tries to accuse us with all these different accusations, we'll be able to defend ourselves within the word and through our deeds as well. All right.
Right, because we know we're going to get the victory, because the scriptures tell you the accuser of our brethren has been cast down. So he's been dealt with. That means we had gotten the victory, man. So we just got to hold on to this. And like the brother said, hey, it's coming. It's coming. You got it, huh?
All right, yes, more.
That's it on that when I come back to get this other one too.
All right. You can bring yours out. Then after that, if our brothers didn't have anything after I'm lost, I'm still in that Matthew 10.
Okay. Yeah. We can go back to that. Yeah. You get it, please?
The fiery darts.
Fiery darts.
Talking about Ephesians?
Yeah, I think that's in Ephesians 6. Yeah, because that goes into the whole armor of the Lord.
Yeah, exactly.
I got you. I read it for you.
I just, yeah, Khan. I want to give you a definition.
All right. This is the book of Ephesians, chapter 6. I'm going to start at 13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand.
One more time, what did you say?
Ephesians 6 and 13. Wherefore, take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand.
So it says, with all taken unto you the whole armor of the Lord, which is his word, that ye may be able to stand against the evil day, which is Esau, his persecution. All right, him throwing us and painting our faces on the news and having our faces wanted and rewards and so forth and so on, man. Having this word within us as a defense system, for this devil. Ultimately having the word as well, because that's going to be the ultimate defense. Going to the topic of the lesson, the word is going to be pretty much, what over Trump them, man.
Yeah, which is Yahushua.
Yeah.
Yahushua is going to do it for us.
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Ooh, Isaiah. And that's just beautiful because, like we were talking about before the lesson, about Jake being up there, and it's like the story you could tell him, but like the story you said was like Jake was, he didn't have no cover, no defense. He was just getting exposed, man. So it tells you in Isaiah the 9th chapter, wonderful counselor. So Yahushua, his word is our counselor, is going to take up our behalf. You got it.
I got one.
Yeah.
One more. This is Ephesians 6 and 16. It says, above all, taking the shield of faith. That's our shield. And like the brother said, that God, he didn't have no shield. He didn't have no word. He didn't have no, he didn't have nothing within him. So he was defenseless. And it says, wherewith, it says, wherewith ye shall be able to quench the fiery darts of the wicked. Okay, and I want to get into the definition real quick of the fiery darts, because it goes into, those different things. All right. So when you go into that word, the definition of darts,
Strong's G 956.
it's a lot. It's not darts. It's,
Fiery.
what is it? Is it fiery? Your brothers can get what y'all got. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna get back to it.
All right.
I think it's a while.
Oh yeah, there's a few verses up in the chapter.
Okay. Oh, I got it. It's right here. Ephesians 6 and 11. It says, put on the whole armor that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And when you go into that word wiles, okay.
Strong's G 3180. Methodiah.
And it says cunning. It says
That's
cunning.
wild.
Yeah.
Man, see how the spirit move? That sounds like a method.
Yeah.
Man, you got it out.
It says cunning arts.
I don't miss, man.
It says deceit, craft, or trickery. So you gotta watch out for the trickery of this devil trying to catch you up, man. Trying to trap you up, and inflict his wrath on you, man. 'Cause he's a wild beast. That's what he does, But that's the point that I wanted to make out from your habit.
All right, you got it, man.
God. All right. You want to bring out something else?
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
bring it up.
It says, it also says, wild, to lie in wait. It goes into that scripture where it says he sit in the lurking places. All right, that's what Esau does, man. He sits in the corners, like when you're driving on the highway. They try to ticket people. Going over the. He hides in the tickets, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
That's his nature, man.
Yeah.
And that's what a murderer does. That's what a stalker does. They lie in wait. They the things that go bump in the night. They that dark figure in the alley just waiting for danger, man, waiting to creep up on you, man. That's what this society does. And you got to move a certain way if you're battling against that. If you know you walking about and this society is just hand on trying to kill you, they got it in the air, it's in the food, it's on television, all right? It's passing you up on the highway, it's at the red lights, everywhere you go, you got to move a certain way to survive. Or you're going to be caught up to the things that are around you, man, trying to take you out. So the same thing goes with the manner of your conversation, man. In that day, the Lord is going to guide us. We're going to be saying everything that's written in this book in that day to give an answer, man. When we're brought up or interrogated for the name of the Lord, man, we're going to be quoting scriptures, all right? Heavenly things, man. From the will of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. I guarantee we ain't going to be talking about who's going to be winning the next World Series. You got it, huh?
Good. All right. All right. Matthew chapter 10, verse 16. Behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Okay. Verse 17. But beware of men, for they shall deliver you up to the councils, and they shall scourge you in their synagogues. All right.
Yeah, like one more time out.
God. Matthew 10, verse 17. But beware of men, for they shall deliver you up to the councils, and they shall scourge you in their synagogues.
One more time, please.
God.
And this is what's coming. When we say it's coming, this is exactly what's coming, man. We're in the times where you got to beware. Keep your eyes, if like the elders always push to us. Pray, watch. If you're not watching, you should be praying. If you're not praying, you should be watching, man. Keep your head on a swivel. This society seeks to take you out on every angle, man. Like the scriptures tell you, make a man a offender for a word, man. For a word. Have we become your enemy because we told you the truth, man? Yes, it's getting to those times, man. Well, we're gonna be an enemy to the society because of the truth that we speak, man. And you have to be ready for it. You have to be prepared spiritually, and that means knowing that the Lord is gonna guide you. The Lord is gonna give you what to say, and that faith is not given to everybody because Jake out here, Jake on his own mindset, like, man, I'm gonna speak for myself. I'm a grown man. You know how Jake, when Jake get in front of the police,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just, what you mean? I ain't raising my window down. I ain't showing you my license. But the scriptures tell you. Let me get it real quick. Go ahead, on.
God. And also have the word councils and scourge in the Greek as well. But I'm gonna read it one more time. This is Matthew chapter 10, verse 17. But beware of men. Okay, beware of men. If somebody is telling you beware of something, like
you better
say,
watch out.
Exactly. Be
You
mindful.
better watch the hell out. You got it,
Yeah, God. You know, you got to be mindful of whatever they are telling you to beware of. You know, and that's what the brothers been going into throughout this whole entire lesson. Using wisdom, being wise as a serpent. Okay, being circumspect.
Right.
You know, being mindful of your surroundings, because your adversary, the devil, Esau, Edom, is going to and fro seeking whom he may devour.
Man.
You know,
and
not to mention Esau, Edom is known in the scriptures as a hunter, a mighty hunter. Okay, and what does a hunter do? He lies in wait,
tracks,
right? He tracks. He tracks. He lies in wait in the lurking places. For his prey. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites, you're his prey.
That's heavy, because that's what's coming with the charagma. You're gonna be this guy's prey, man.
Man.
He's going to track you, man. For his pleasure, for his sick little wicked pleasure, man.
Man.
Look, this is for you, brothers. This Proverbs 15:1 is just gonna back the whole thing up. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. Just stop me when you want me to stop. It says, the tongue of the wise useth knowledge aright, but the mouth of fools poureth out foolishness.
You want to take a shot at it first?
Oh, well, you can bring it out again.
It's Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turneth away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger.
That's right. So a soft answer, all right, turn away wrath, man. Okay, officer, you want to see my ID? All right, cool. Here's my ID. Here's my you know, here's my my driver's license, here's my registration, you know, my proof of insurance, rather than, what you gotta stop me for, man? Like, I made the turn signal, I ain't got no problem. Like, why is you coming up here bothering me? Is it because I'm black? Is that what it
Right,
is?
right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
grievous words. You
Yeah.
gotta know who you're dealing with. You gotta know who you're dealing with. That's a grievous word that could turn a simple, okay, well, how you doing? Take your ticket, or maybe even just go. Just a warning. You never
Yeah.
know. To get on the get ground right now. A soft answer, man. And we're commanded to speak softly. Not that's not necessarily not having bass in your voice. That means speak wisely, man.
Yeah.
Speak with discretion. Speak with prudence. Speak with carefulness. Know the situations and what you can and cannot say.
Right,
Don't be like a brutish fool that's just saying whatever, man. All right, man. Well, you know what? You see, I ain't don't try to play me like I'm Alton Sterling. Don't try to play me like I'm Trayvon. Next thing you know, you another one of them, man.
right. On the shirt.
You know? And this just backing you up, Amaz. This is Matthew 5 and 25, and I had this one too. That's the spirit. This is Yahweh Shai speaking. It says, agree with thine adversary quickly while thou art in the way with him, right? In the way with him, lest at any time the adversary deliver thee to the judge, and the judge deliver thee to the officer, and thou be cast into prison.
Hey man, agree with him quickly, man, because he has the authority and the power over you, man. This is his kingdom, you know. Like he can, you know. That's why you deal wisely because, you know, okay, this guy's different, man. All right, I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna show him some mercy. But
Right.
really, it'd be the Lord, though.
That's really the
You know,
Lord doing
it's really
that.
the Lord
That's
doing
right,
it.
brother.
It's really the Lord doing that because you handle yourself in the proper way in that
Yeah.
situation. But because, you know, in other terms, because you know, you went all by the mouth, the Lord was like, okay, well, since you want to act like that,
You didn't obey me
okay,
because it's really you disobeying the Lord. You're not
right,
doing what the Lord requires you to do, which is to use wisdom, use discretion.
uh,
Don't be all rash. Don't come out of your character, man. Use the spirit. Deal with the spirit. You know, deal spiritually.
yeah,
All right. I got that same verse in the NLT. Matthew 5 and 25 in the NLT. When you are on the way to court with your adversary, settle your differences quickly. Otherwise, your accuser may hand you over to the judge, who will hand you over to an officer, and you will be thrown into prison. And if that happens, you surely won't be free again until you have paid the last penny. Man,
man. So you gotta agree with them because they're in the power seat, all right, and you know they have the right, or they have the power to put you behind bars, man. You know, have the right to put you before a judge. You know,
yeah,
so you gotta be cordial with them, man. All right, and they see that vibration, and you know, like I said, it's all through the Lord, man. It's
yep.
all through the Lord.
Yeah, and they might have the right to physically do it, but they can also have the right to literally frame the evidence against you, man. That's how much power Esau has, man. So you got to literally operate with the spirit of the Lord, or else, hey man, you'll be doing some hardcore time, man. But it's back in Proverbs 15 and 3. It says, "The eyes of the Lord are in every place, beholding the evil and the good." And here's the point, because like we was going into, think not what to say in that day, because the Lord is going to give you what to say ultimately. It says, a wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit.
Chill out, I gotta read it one more time.
Proverbs 15 and 4. A wholesome tongue is a tree of life, but perverseness therein is a breach in the spirit.
That's right. So a wholesome tongue is a tree of life, man, because you know how to conduct yourself. You know how to talk to people. All right. You don't know what that person may be going through. You don't know what that officer may be going through. Or excuse me, man. You know, instead of just just being rude, man. That's not how the men of the Lord operate, man. We're very balanced within our lives, man. You know, you know we think about the outcomes that what other people can do, man. We're in very troubling times, man. Like people just go off by anything, man. You know, so that's a part of being circumspect, you know. Yep.
You got it, Amari.
God. Uh, Oh yeah, I had the word counsels and scores from Matthew 10 and 17. I'm gonna read it one more time. Matthew chapter 10, verse 17. But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the councils, and they will scourge you in their synagogues. All right, now this is the word councils from Matthew 10 and 17.
Strong's G 4892. Synedrion. Syned.
Where is it
Matthew 10 and 17.
now? Okay.
All right, and it says, an assembly, especially of magistrates, judges, ambassadors, whether convening to deliberate or pass judgment. Okay, so that's basically all, going into the word council. So as we're, out preaching this gospel, the gospel of the kingdom of heaven to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Okay, it's going to come a point to where, we're going to be persecuted for this gospel that we're preaching. Preaching against this beast system and its image and this charagma to the point to where, some of us are going to be brought before councils and judges and magistrates and all these things for, testimony as well as to test our faith. All right. This is the word scourge. The word scourge from Matthew 10 and 17.
Strong's G 3146. Mastigao. Mastigao.
All right.
Thayer's lexicon. Related entry. Mastizo. Mastizo.
All right. And it says, it just says to scourge. Let me see what the root word says. All right. Now this is the root word.
Strong's G 3148. Mastiques. Mastiques.
All right. It says a whip, scourge. All right. Metaphorically, a scourge, plague, a calamity, misfortune, especially sent by Yahweh to discipline or punish. So hey, it's gonna things are gonna get so intense and a courtroom to where let me check this out.
Yeah. Make sure we good. We good? How we sound?
Still good.
You got it.
All right. So this is the root word of the word scourge from Matthew 10 and 17.
Strong's G 3148. Mastiques. Mastiques.
All right, and it says a whip, scourge, plague. It says a calamity, misfortune, especially sent by Yahweh to discipline or punish. So, when some of us get brought before these judges, all right, and these governors and councils and all these things, things are going to get so intense in the courtroom to where these Edomites they probably going to literally have the right to whip us and scourge us inside the courtroom.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it.
Because more or less, when you're incarcerated, you're what they call it state property.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in the hands of an official or judge, you're technically state property, government property, whatever you may be. So you can treat your property however you want it. So that's just the testimony we're gonna have to go through for the Lord. That's why it says, think not what to say in that day, because faith is gonna speak for us, man. Which is the words of Yahweh Shem Shah. Those words are gonna speak for us, and they're gonna captivate and just cut our enemies, man. Even if we be put to death, our enemies are gonna be cut, man. All right, miracles are gonna be performed. All right, I got one. I got for you.
All right. You finished up?
Yeah, that was it.
All right. This is Mark 13, um, starting at 9. It says, but take heed to yourselves, for they shall deliver you up to the councils and to the synagogues. You shall be beaten, and you shall be brought before rulers and kings for my name's sake.
For whose name's sake?
It says for my Shalakia. It says kings and rulers for my sake. Shalakia.
For whose sake?
For my sake.
For Obama's sake.
For my
For
sake.
Elon Musk's sake.
For for my sake.
For Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai,
That's
man.
right.
All right, you got that.
It says for a testimony against them.
A testimony, and in order to have a testimony, you have to be a witness. Witnesses have testimony. They call it witness testimony. Were you on the scene? Are you an eyewitness? Are you a supporting witness? All right, things like that. So that's the 144,000. What witnesses? Ezekiel 9 and 4. All right. Set a towel upon the head of those that sign cry in the midst of abominations done thereof. If you sign and crying, you've been a witness to something. You done seen some things.
Yeah.
You traumatized. You got it, right? You got one after you.
It says, and the gospel must first be published amongst all nations. So that's what basically that testimony is going to be doing, is being to testify. It's going to be, put out there for all nations to see. All right? It says, but
It's going to convict the wicked.
Yep. Yep.
That's what testimony does.
Yep.
Evidence is presented, and somebody's guilty, somebody's not guilty. Somebody's going home, somebody's getting put in slavery. We know who's going home this time. It's going to be Jacob. All right? And we know who's going to slavery. It's Esau, Edom, man. So the Most High has made it plain. Hey, I'm going to speak for you in that day. What? And that's better for us, because we already got stammering lips, like we was going into. We already got slur of speech, JB stuttering. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In this English language, man, that's BS, man. All right.
Yeah.
So why not have the Lord speak for you in that day and give you the words to speak?
Yep.
We're protected. You got it out.
it says, but when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak. Neither
Now I want you to go into that video you saw on my new,
Huh.
because one more time out.
it says, but when they shall lead you and deliver you up, take no thought beforehand what ye shall speak. Neither
You going?
it says, neither do you premeditate, but whatsoever shall be given you in that hour that ye speak. It says that speak ye. For it is not ye that speak, but the Holy Spirit.
Oh man, man,
Banger.
take no thought, man. And in this society, you'll have Jacob go up to these municipalities, these political offices, and they'll be getting arrested, be getting brought up and tried, right? So to speak, tried. But they'll be taking thought to everything they're saying, man, what I'm gonna do, man, what they gonna say if I talk to the police on the block? And they say I'm looking at this, man, I gotta get back home, man. I need to say something. I don't know, I'm battling. That's fakeness, man. All right? Go ahead up. You got the money.
You want me to show the video?
I mean, you can speak about it if you don't want to show it.
Oh yeah, I mean, basically, like I was telling the brothers when I first got here, before we started rolling the camera, I was telling the brothers how, like before I came here, I was at home on my computer, just looking up videos of, watching rappers, these different rappers, snitching in court and things like that, being grilled in court, being asked all types of questions and whatnot. And, as I was watching it, I was pretty much watching it just for humor, just to laugh at them and stuff like that. Uh, but at the same time, at the back of my head, I was also kind of taking it serious because I was also kind of, picturing myself, same exact situation, as those rappers. But, picturing myself not being asked questions about, the, street shit and nigga shit and all this stuff, but rather being questioned and being grilled for things pertaining to this ministry. Because we know, as we've been reading so far, some of us are going to be brought before judges and kings and councils and whatnot, and we already know we're going to be faced with these Edomites up in court, and more than likely they're going to be of Amalek, the 1948ers, these different lawyers and prosecutors and whatnot, and they're going to be grilling us and asking us questions pertaining to the this ministry.
Yeah, and either it's going to be them or someone on their behalf. We know the agents of Esau. Let's think about the Matrix. Those agents was going ballistic for their cause. Now, whatever cause it may have been, it might have not been so clear in the Matrix what they caused, but we know they were the adversary in that movie. All right? And they had a cause which was to ultimately do what? stop the plans of Neo, stop the plans of Morpheus, stop the actual coming back into the realization, which was spiritual, coming back into the realization that hey, this place is fake, this place is BS. This is the metaverse. You got it out.
So I could just say too, it's not gonna be like the brother was like, you know, you have those different type of lawyers and different things like that. Those are like low level lawyers.
Yeah.
These ain't like no FBI high top notch, like the best money can buy of this world type lawyers, man.
Yeah, even the police, we say it all the time. These police, like these city cops and all that, they don't really know what's going on too much, man. They just following protocol, following order, man. You got it.
Yeah, yeah. So these are gonna be like top, you know, high level lawyers or whatnot coming up to us, really drilling us with these questions. But you know, even though they're so-called lawyer or judges or whatever, we have the ultimate judge, which is Yahweh Shai, right? That's the
Right.
real judge. You know what I mean? So we really ain't got nothing to fear as long as we stay in the good graces of the Lord, man. You know, that's pretty much it. You know,
Right.
yep.
Right. This is Revelation 14 and 4. It says, these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. I'm gonna start at verse 3. And they sung as it were a new song before the throne, and before the four beasts and the elders, and no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. That's right, man. And that new song is that old song, which is the song of Moses, which is Yahweh Shai being the volume of the book, man, coming all together, man. All right, through our faith, after the order of Melchizedek. All right, but now you have 144,000, and the scriptures tell you I reserved 7,000 that have not bowed to the knees of Baal. So the Most High, He's reserved those men to rely on the Most High to to guide their words in that day, man, to tell them what to say, to get them from up under the adversity, man. But it says, and these are they which were not defiled with women, for they are virgins. And that's talking about the elect, man. We're not defiled with women. That's talking about literal women? No. All right, it's talking about spiritual women, philosophies, idolatries, dogmas, lasciviousness, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, man. All right? And because of us not being defiled, all right, we also are equipped with what? Our mouths having no guile. And it's going to say that it says, and these are they which follow the Lamb wheresoever he goeth. These were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb being Yahushua, which was the prototype, man. We're typos, which means we're of that prototype, man. It says, verse 5, and in their mouth, and could you give me Zephaniah 3 and 13 now? Because the brother went in there earlier, and I want to go back to Zephaniah 3. It says, and in their mouth was found no guile. And could you get that word guile? Revelation 14 and 5, it says, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. Whew. So the Lord is telling you there's men on the earth right now, 144,000 that are without fault before the Creator Himself, man. That have no fault in the Most High's eyes, man. How about Shemel Shai, man? That's just, man, Lord willing that be us, man. All right? Because ultimately, we're willing to get persecuted, like Pastor Paul said, shipwreck. All right, so anything separate us from the love of Yahushua and Mashiach, perils, death. You connect all types of things. Perils, death, the sword, famine, all types of things, man. Nothing is going to separate us from the love of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. But it says, verse 5, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. You got the Zephaniah?
Yeah, God.
Bring it out and then you bring it
All right. This is Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 13. The remnant,
out.
the remnant
One
of
more time.
Zephaniah 3 and 13, the remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
Man, come on, man.
I got that definition back and that's what the brother
Okay.
said. All right, this is Gal back in Revelation.
1388. Dollars. Dollars.
All right, tying in with to what the brother Manu just brought up. It says craft deceit. It says so yeah, craft of deceit. Can you bring that up one more time up?
God. Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 13. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth.
Oh, that's right. So the elect man, then they're not gonna have a deceitful tongue, or they're not gonna be pretty much the words that they say are gonna be with with knowledge and wisdom, to where they won't be able to be you know accused of anything.
That's right.
You know,
Blameless. Read
yeah.
it one more time, among you.
God. Zephaniah 3, verse 13. The remnant of Israel shall not do iniquity, nor speak lies, neither shall a deceitful tongue be found in their mouth, for they shall feed and lie down, and none shall make them afraid.
I'm gonna read Revelation 14 and 5 again. In their mouth, speaking of the 144,000, was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High, man. No deceitful words. Meaning what? Whole sound doctrine. 100% truth, man. Like the apostle was going into, man.
Yeah.
You want to say something like?
Nah, I'll just agree with you.
That's right, bro. And we have it, man. We didn't say we know everything, but we have 100% truth, man. 100% truth, sound doctrine, no guile, no deceit, pure, man. You got it, up.
Man, hey, and that's the spirit that you just brought that up too, because the apostles been going into that all week. You have men on the earth that's been given the 100% truth according to the gospel.
Yes.
Okay, not 100% truth according to all the ins and outs of the world, so to speak. No, but only 100% truth in regards to us, being delivered out of here. Okay, and being found without guile before Yahweh Shemal Shah.
That's right.
So any Israelites that's teaching otherwise, that no man has 100% truth, you need to stop listening to that person, because that person is trying to sow doubt within you. All right, to get you blamed before Yahweh Shema Shah.
Yes, Lord.
All right.
Get on that up.
Yeah, that's it for Zephaniah 3.
Okay, I got a question. This is Titus 1 and 9. It says, holding fast the faithful word as he has been taught, that he may be able by sound doctrine both to exhort and to convince the gainsayers. So that's what the ultimate. So when they bring us to the synagogues and to the courthouses, to the Supreme Court, or whatever the case may be, the word that we have within us would be able to convince them that these words that we speak are true, and to be able to convince the gainsayers, man, the ones that saying, "Oh no, that's not the truth," convince them through the Spirit, man. A lot of Israelites are gonna turn because of that. Like, oh man, that sounds like the truth. That sounds like it to be true, man. You know, God.
Yep. Hey, just backing you right up. This is Luke. You got it, bro? All right.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's Luke 12 and 11. Yahushua speaking, and when they bring you unto the synagogues and unto magistrates, and powers, take ye no thought. Now these are the similar terms. It tells you that America is Rome reincarnated all over again, man. This is Yahushua speaking this over 2,000 years ago, but it applies exactly head on today. Synagogues, magistrates. That's these political buildings, all right. These municipalities, man. These places where they take you up, they might have an investigation office over here. They might have a marshal office right here. You know what I mean? They
Mm-hmm.
might have a district attorney right here. You know what I mean? Just all serving that purpose under that same umbrella. But it says, and when they bring you onto the synagogues and onto magistrates and powers, take ye no thought how or what things ye shall answer or what ye shall say. For the Holy Ghost shall teach you in the same hour what ye ought to say.
That's right. So the Holy Spirit is gonna be able to move us, to counter, man. A counter, man. A counterattack back to whatever they have to say, man. Or you said that,
Sure.
okay, well,
And it's
okay.
going to render us blameless. Even if they decide to put us to death, whatever it may be, they're going to be putting to death an innocent person, and it's going to be known, man. All right, that they did an injustice. Whether they decide to just rash out and just take our life for our testimony, it's going to still be found that they killed an innocent man, and they're going to know it. The angels are going to know it first and foremost, and they're going to get that judgment on that man. But I got one up. And we can probably start winding it down. Yeah, this is my last one. It's Revelation 2:10, the NLT. It says, just backing you up, and you got it. It says, don't be afraid of what you are about to suffer. The devil will throw some of you into prison to test you. You will suffer for 10 days. But if you remain faithful, even when facing death, even when facing death, but if you remain faithful, even when facing death, I will give you the crown of life.
Dang.
Oh,
I
Salah.
don't know.
Y'all can speak on it. Y'all brothers got it.
I just, you said something. You got it?
Yeah. Yeah. So like it just said,
Let me read it again.
yeah, Con.
It's Revelation 2:10, the NLT. Don't be afraid of what you are about to suffer. The devil will throw some of you into prison to test you. You will suffer for 10 days. But if you remain faithful, even when facing death, I will give you the crown of life.
Right, and that's what the brother just read. That's gonna be pretty much the main reason for Esau Edom, grabbing some of us up and bringing us before these judges in these courtrooms and this that, and the third to try to render us with blame so that he could justify putting us to death. All for this word that we're preaching. But Yahushua commanded in that verse, for us to not be afraid. Okay, because it's all just a test of our faith, and that even if even if we have to go through that sentence of death and go back to the spirit world, okay, yeah, can you read it one more time?
Because Revelation 2:10, the NLT. Don't be afraid of what you are about to suffer. The devil will throw some of you into prison to test you. You will suffer for 10 days, just a complete amount of time.
Yeah.
But if you remain faithful, even when facing death, I will give you the crown of life.
Right. So even if we have to be put to death for the gospel's sake, for the truth's sake, for Yahweh Shema Shai's sake, we're gonna receive a crown of life.
That's right.
Okay. We're still gonna get our just due reward. So either way, there's nothing that this devil can do through his police force, through his court system, through his whatever he has going on, that's gonna stop us from getting the victory.
That's right.
Okay, because Lord willing, the victory is already, it was the Lord already said who you want us to get the victory before the foundation of the heaven and earth.
That's right.
So Esau Edom can't rewrite the script or rewrite the story. It's already written.
Hey, that's a lesson right there.
Man,
You got anything else?
I got
You got something
a,
else?
a quick precept. You don't want to end it on that Revelation 12?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, nah. But this is a quick one. All right, this is in the Apocrypha. This is Sirach chapter 4, verse 9. It says, "Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor." And Yahushua is going to be that deliverer. Okay, that's going to deliver us from the hand of our oppressors because we suffer wrongfully under this devil. 400 plus years of hardcore captivity and bondage and oppression. All right, crack, gangster rap, all these different things. But it says, Sirach 4 verse 9, "Deliver him that suffereth wrong from the hand of the oppressor, and be not faint-hearted when thou sittest in judgment." So for those of us of the hopeful elect, when we have to stand, all right, in the seat of judgment in Esau's court system, the scriptures commands us to be not faint-hearted. Because as the brothers have been reading all throughout this lesson, all right, when it's time for us to speak in the court system, it's going to be the Holy Spirit of the Lord that's going to speak through us, all right, to give a testimony against these heathen, all right, and to testify on behalf of the name of Yahweh Shema Shai. So, when adversity comes, when we get persecuted, the Lord tells us all throughout the scriptures that we have nothing to worry about. We have nothing to be afraid about because the Lord is going to be with us, even in when it comes down to death. You know, Yeah, well, that was it. Just that one verse.
You can go in there, Revelation, man.
All right, God. All right. All right. This is Revelation chapter 12 and verse 17. And the dragon was wroth with the woman. All right. And the dragon was wroth with the woman and went to make war with the remnant, all right, the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of Yahweh and have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Hamashiach. You want to speak on it?
Yeah, and that's going into these different nations and their militaries, man. They're gonna make war with Yahweh Shai. They're gonna be obliterated first and foremost, but they're gonna be at war against Yahweh Shai, Michael the archangels, and the host of the heavenly host of the heavens, man. All right, but it's gonna be basically a slaughter, man. These other nations are gonna be slaughtered, and it's even written in Revelations where Yahweh Shai is gonna come back. He's gonna have many crowns, man, and those are the crowns of these other nations, man. So he that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh, man, and he is laughing. The ancient of days, the Lord's gonna be rejoicing. Lord willing that cup pass from us, but if we get put to death, man, the Lord says, get that out. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints, man. Get that out real quick. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his saints, man. It even tells you that it pleased Yahweh to bruise Yahweh Shai. So how much more of us? That's why it tells you, I believe it's in Second Timothy. It tells you, don't be ashamed of the testimony, right? Of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, know of me, his prisoner. We're prisoners of the Lord, man. The Lord has to come and act on our behalf. He has to be our counselor. He has to speak for us, man. If the Lord doesn't speak for us, we don't have a voice.
Really? Yeah.
So what's it up?
I mean, you got it. Go ahead.
We have one more. All right, because as it's just read in Revelation 12 and 17, that dragon, Esau, Edom, this beast system is going to come after us, the remnant, because we keep the commandments of the Lord, and we have the testimony of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, right? But what is ultimately the testimony of Yahweh Shai going to, lead us to? All right, when you jump up to verse 11, Revelation 12, verse 11, and they overcame him. All right, they overcame him. Who is it? They, ultimately the elect. And who is it? Him, Esau, Edom, and his beast system. So, and they overcame him. All right, the elect overcame Esau, Edom, and his beast system. All right, by the blood of the Lamb, being covered by the blood of Yahweh Shai, having that Tawah, that MARK of exemption pursuant to Ezekiel 9 and 4.
And that blood is that life, man. Because we're gonna receive life, even if we are put to death, man. We're gonna still receive life, man. So it's a win-win situation. That was it. That's all I have to say about it.
That's right. That's right. It says, Revelation 12, verse 11, and they overcame him by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony, and they loved not their lives unto death. So because we have this testimony, as well as Lord willing being covered by the blood of Mashiach Yahushai, when this dragon comes after us, the remnant, okay, the blood of Yahushai as well as our testimony is how we're going to overcome him. Okay, so no matter if we, going to have to stand before Esau, Edom, and his judges and his court system and all these things, we have the testimony of Yahushai. Okay, and that's going to, and that's going to make us victorious over all of Esau's court system, his police force, or his charagma, his image, his everything that he has going on.
That's right.
Okay, you got it, right?
Got anything else? Hey, Lord willing, this message was edifying. All right. We can give infinite honors and praises to
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem,
Yahushai,
Ba'ashem,
Ba'ashem,
Double honors to our teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well and are worthy of the double honors. Peace and blessing to you, Akim, pushing out this truth across the four corners during these last seconds of time. Kwam Yashala,
Kwam Yashala,
Baba Ba,
Shalom.
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 Till next time, Shalom. See you on the highways tomorrow. Shalom.